Hey, good evening, Wixman Ray. 7:50 p.m. here in the Central Time Zone. It's 8:50 on the East Coast and what is it? 5:50 out west. All right. Today is the last day of April, April 30th, 2026. Tomorrow is going to be a new month, May 1st. Wow. So April's been crazy. Did you know um, if you lived in the Kansas City area, which I live in now, um, we've had the fourth most rain ever, like in recorded history. We've had 7.5 inches of rain around here for the month of April. So I think the record's like around 10 inches. But yeah, we've been very wet. So, but yeah. So just thought I would share that fun fact with you. Oh, and then another fun fact: my wife sent me a video. She had a little land spout tornado. Those are the thin, like they're the little small tornadoes. That was out in Elko, Nevada today, this afternoon. She got a video of it, so pretty cool. Of all places, Elko, Nevada. So, and those can, they're still dangerous. They can cause damage. Those land spouts. They're not. They're formed differently from, say, supercell tornadoes that come from a mesocyclone. So, but they still can cause some wind damage because, the wind's swirling pretty fast around those. So, anyways, I thought I'd share that little fact too. So, all right. So, we're looking at our RGB satellite. It's starting to get dark out east, but I think we got enough daylight where we can show you at least the beginnings of what's going on out there. Out west, it's starting to dry out here. Just a thin layer of clouds coming across the Pacific Northwest. A few of those showery clouds, like I mentioned. That's why they had that land spout tornado in Elko. Um, so there's still a little bit of instability and a couple waves going through the Rockies here, especially out in Colorado. That's a little more numerous. Um, there's our low pressure that came off the Pacific. It's spinning just south of Arizona there, it looks like, over northern Mexico. So that's bringing some rain, probably maybe even some thunder across southern Arizona. It looks like a lot of cloud shield over up over New Mexico, Texas. We got some showers and thunderstorms going across that area and extending across the part of the South towards Louisiana, Mississippi, and maybe even Georgia. I think there's a few across Florida there, northern Florida maybe. So yeah, so that's what's going on down there. We still have this kind of broad area of low pressure across the northern U.S. We got one wave up here coming through Minnesota and South Dakota. A little bit of showers with that. This is a little bit stronger wave that's from, say, southern Wisconsin, Illinois, through northern Missouri and Kansas, with some cloud cover. And there's some showers and thunderstorms that have formed along that. It's kind of like a little mini cold front, I guess you can call it. It's technically a cold front. It's bringing in some cooler air. There's some north winds behind it. And then yeah, up across the Northeast and Great Lakes, there's still a lot of cloud cover, maybe a little bit of shower activity going on here and there, especially up into northern Maine, northeast part of Maine. That remnants of that front still kind of hanging there. That'll slowly move out probably tonight and be gone by tomorrow morning. This is the remnants of that front. Most of it's out over the open Atlantic now. So that's your satellite view there. If you want a clear image of the east, here's what it looks like. Yeah, you got a lot of those clouds just spinning around with the parent low kind of up in southern Canada here. So there's a couple waves moving. We call them short waves in the meteorological world. One here, one there, one over here, and this is that front. This is the main one. Yeah, and then we got all this energy moving across the south with the main. This is the big boy here. This low coming up into Mexico now, northern Mexico, anyways. Oh, and there's another wave coming out of Canada there, so that'll that'll help to bring a little bit of weather too, and eventually push this whole thing out to the sea as we get into like the end of the weekend here. I think Sunday, so that'll help with that cause there. So all right. That's the satellite. So pretty quiet up across the west here. Look at that. It's in the 70s, 81, and I mean that's probably a heat wave. I mean it's not super hot, but 81 for Portland's pretty warm. So it looks like it's 70. Is that 74? Yeah, 74 in Seattle. Beautiful day up there. That's like a top 10 day. 75 in Eugene, 82 Medford. Very warm. Sacramento's 84. So it's in the 80s through the Central Valley of California. So it's warming up. Looks like some 90s down here in Southern Cal. It's the typical mid 60s up along the coastal areas from San Francisco down south. They still get a little wind off the ocean about 20, 25 miles an hour. So I'm not real familiar with what would cause that. Sometimes they get that fog and stuff, but I haven't seen it for a few days. I've had a real windy couple days out there coming off the ocean. Little coolish, 50s and 60s across northern and central Nevada. Reno's at 71, so nice day there. Even Elko, they're 64, so I mean that's not a bad day really. It's nice, especially with the 5,000 foot sun out there. You're up at 5,000 feet. You got a nice intense sun on your head there. 83 in Vegas. It's heating up there, but not that bad. 89 in Phoenix, so it's getting a little warmer, but nothing crazy. Here's all this rain. Might be a few thunderstorms here and there, some lightning. Relatively warm. Looks like it's cooler where they've had some showers, some upper 60s. So yeah, got some rain across southern Arizona. Looks like a little bit's blowing up across southern parts of New Mexico and a little bit farther north. So this is more associated with that system up in Colorado. In fact, we'll cover that real quick. Yeah, this is a wave coming through the Rockies, getting quite a bit of rain. Definitely some mountain snow because it's in the 40s in the lower elevation. So the mountains are getting a new coat of snow from this stuff. So pretty good piece of rain, area of rain across southeast Colorado there. And then just a few showers up in Wyoming and um, parts of Idaho. There's a few out there in northern Nevada if it's reaching the ground, and then northern Utah, same thing. So a little bit of instability with those waves. Sorry, man. I've had a lot of allergies lately. Here's that wave coming through South Dakota, Minnesota. A few rain showers. Still a little bit cool up there in the 40s and 50s up there today. Um, it's cooled down. It's in the mid 50s. It was up to 60 today or so around Kansas City, but it's cooled down this front. It's in the 50s. It's actually kind of pleasant to me, but I like it. I like it cooler. I don't like the heat as much. I don't like the cold either, so I kind of like it in between. So yeah, here's that system. There's some showers mostly. There's a couple thunderstorms in there probably. In fact, to just see if I'm correct, yeah, see they got some convective cygnets. Well, now it disappeared, but they showed up unless they've expired. I don't know what happened to them. I saw them for a minute and they went bye-bye. But anyways, there's some rain and there's a couple thunderstorms back here across Illinois and Missouri, maybe parts of Kansas. Yeah, some of those are a little more intense. There might be a little bit of lightning with them. Nothing severe of any sort. So this little front here moving through Illinois and Missouri is kicking off some storms and rain. Here's that stuff across the south. We've kind of got kind of a stationary boundary near the Gulf Coast with some rain and embedded thunder. Not really embedded, but some isolated thunder out here and there across Texas. It looks like nothing severe though. Some a little bit stronger storms there south of New Orleans there in southern Louisiana. A couple of showers and storms out in Mississippi. Looks like a little rain trying to come into Alabama. Looks like they had a couple storms, thunderstorms near Jacksonville. Looks like those are weakening, and then there's some stuff south of there near St. Augustine. That's a pretty cool place. I've been there many years ago, but I have been there. Yeah, so that's what's going on there. Looks like maybe some rogue showers there near Charlotte, North Carolina. And here's those other little waves, a little bit of shower activity, a little cool across, Pennsylvania, New York in the 40s. 50, 54 in DC, so a little cool. But that's my kind of weather. It's jacket weather, but hey, I like it. I like springtime. And yeah, still pretty rainy, kind of a overcast, yucky day up in Maine, but in the 40s, so at least it's not snowing. It's not a blizzard or whatever, so it's a nice April, what do they call them? April shower brings May flowers. So it's probably going to be happening up there if they don't already have flowers up in Maine in the parts of the Northeast. All right, that's it, really. That's all I got to tell you. Relatively cool, too. I mean, look at that. Even across the Southeast, we're in the 60s. You got some 70s. And like I said, you got to get down into the Gulf Coast and South Florida or into Florida and South Texas to get any kind of heat, and a little bit out in the desert Southwest, but kind of cool across the U.S. And the West is starting to heat up. They'll start warming up across the West for a couple of days before that next system comes in on the weekend. So, well, heat up. They'll warm up for a day or two out here, like in Nevada and Utah, and then it'll cool down in 10 degrees or so with the next system. Okay, so here's our model. So the big story is not a lot of severe weather. I mean, there's still a chance with a couple of storms across the south, but looks like maybe our next chance might be next week, but that's still to be determined. But we'll see how that kind of pans out. Let's quickly go through the upper level again, since it's been a complicated split level flow. So this is, come on, I'm like doing that all the time. So we still got this split flow, and what that means is we got this northern jet up here with this low pressure, this bowling ball low with multiple short waves moving around it, and then we have like the southern subtropical jet with waves moving across it. So the nitty gritty here, we got the core low or main low over southern Canada. I think that's over Ontario. I think that's what province it's in, but I'm not 100% sure. But we got like a wave up here in Canada, another one this is where we saw all that rain. This is that second one. You can kind of see it here. Yeah, there's that second one there that was in South Dakota, and then here's the other one. So there's multiple waves, 1, 2, 3. Then looks like there's one out here in the Northeast with that unsettled weather up there too. So that's kind of going to be the idea. You're going to see multiple short waves moving around this over through the weekend before the pattern starts to change just slightly. And then we see all this energy across the south, and that's what's kicking off those showers and thunderstorms. And this is our main low, and that's going to bring some good amount of rainfall for New Mexico, Texas, and across most of the south as we go through the weekend. All right, and then we got a little ridge building, a ridge of high pressure building into this part of the country, and that's why it was so warm out there across Washington and Oregon and California. You got this high pressure ridge built in, but that will be short-lived. So let's just kind of travel through time. So this is tomorrow on Friday afternoon, evening. So we got this wave that came out of Canada, so that's going to bring another round of cloud and maybe some showers up through parts of the northern plains, Nebraska, Iowa, maybe Minnesota, a little bit of showers and clouds. It looks like this wave there'll be maybe some rain or unsettled weather from Illinois, maybe a little bit in Missouri over towards Ohio and Pennsylvania and New York. And then it still looks like up in Maine and maybe Vermont, some unsettled weather still. But this low's kind of slowly pushing east, but not too much. And then here's that. So this thing really comes out quick out of northern Mexico. So by tomorrow, it kind of ejects, becomes an open wave, and moves into Texas. So it's going to be a quick round of rain for New Mexico tomorrow. And then from Texas across a good part of the south, we'll see showers and thunderstorms across there. And that'll continue as we go through Saturday. So what we see happening here is this feature here, it's digging down south. That's going to push that whole front like offshore into Florida and the Gulf. So that'll clear it out and bring nicer weather across the south through Texas, and a little bit cooler too down here, at least for a day or so, maybe 2 days. And then by Sunday, you see that whole system's kind of gone. You see this little wave of energy. This might bring a little bit of clouds, but it's dry behind this, so I don't really think we're going to see a lot of precipitation with that one coming across Texas as we go through Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, and you kind of see that low finally kicks out on Saturday, but it's still unsettled up here across the north. You kind of get a little reprieve. You got a little piece of energy up here, but here's the bigger piece, and that's coming down for Monday. So yeah, see that? That's going to bring another front across the northern part of the country as we go through Monday and next week. We'll just go through Monday, and then you see, so we kind of skipped over the whole west. So you see this ridge. This is like for tomorrow. So that kind of moves across the west, and that'll warm it up for about a day or two across the west, and start to dry things out as we go into the weekend. Um, and then we see this low pressure that starts coming on shore on Saturday, and then it pushes inland on, late Sunday into Monday. So that'll bring some showers, a little bit cooler weather across California, Nevada, and Utah, maybe even parts of Arizona. So maybe even to Southern California. So yeah, through Monday, and that'll probably spread into Colorado and maybe northern New Mexico, maybe bring a little energy to the plains here. But we'll take a look at the surface now. So kind of a changing pattern as we head into next week. Um, so so here we go. Here's that main system and that other one we saw out here. We saw the stuff out here. This is the low down in Mexico, and that rain spreading into southern Arizona, southern New Mexico, and then you see all this activity across the south here, and then the stuff up in the northeast there. So those are your main players right now. There's that one coming down there, but it kind of weakens. So you see this. So the rain really starts picking up as you go into tomorrow across New Mexico, especially the southern part of the state, and through Texas. So they'll get looks like a lot of rain in parts of Texas, especially from probably San Antonio, Austin over towards southwest Texas, maybe down. Trying to think of the towns that are down there, but no, down along I-10 and where I-20 kind of connects. So probably mainly south of the DFW area, the heaviest rain. But that pushes. So this is Friday. So by it looks like Friday night into Saturday, it kind of starts drying out for Texas, and then the southeast is under the gun with the showers and storms. We get a front kind of forming along here. It's kind of a weak cold front, but it will be a front. And a low pressure kind of develops along it over Georgia. It looks like on Saturday morning that moves off to sea, and you'll have some lingerings. You'll have some rain back here over the Carolinas, and some storms along the front from say Georgia and northern Florida, maybe parts of South Carolina. And then by Saturday night, it's going offshore. There might be some lingering, some rain across the coastal area, even up into New York City and you know Philadelphia, or at least close to them. And then Florida will have showers and storms through the weekend there. See that high pressure builds in, some nice weather across the south from Texas all the way across the south over as this departs on Saturday. So the end of the weekend will be real nice out there for this part. And Texas looks like they'll have a nice Saturday and Sunday, even Louisiana, because that's gone by Saturday morning. So yeah, and then you start seeing. So this is the next system that comes down. We're seeing this low form and this cold front come down on Sunday, and that's kind of the precursor. But here's the main that's got a lot colder air. You see some little bit of snow back in southern Canada, maybe even getting into northern Minnesota. But yeah, see that by Monday afternoon, evening, we've got a front coming across the Great Lakes through Illinois into Missouri, Might get some thunderstorms back in here. Um, Possibly severe. We'll just have to see how things line up. I mean, it's a pretty strong cold front, so if we got the right ingredients, it may just happen. So looks like the moisture might be a little limited though. The Gulf's not totally open for business as they call it, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. So that's what's happening there. I forgot to mention. So the rain will it's kind of going to stay unsettled up here. They'll have some periods of no rain, but then that low kind of spins up on Sunday and gets the northeast there and some rain, but then it's gone within a day. Less than 24 hours, you're back into nicer weather. And then here's all that rain and mountain snow across the west. It kind of comes in. You start seeing it showing its head on Sunday or Saturday. Looks like Friday night out here. And Saturday it starts moving into Nevada a little bit, but Sunday it really gets going, um, and it spreads across most of the Rockies and through the Great Basin. So yeah, that's what's going on there. So yeah, so we got a spring active pattern, not quite as active as it has been with severe weather, but I didn't cover it. I guess I'll just quickly show you, but there's still a marginal threat. This is for tonight, across, way down South Texas. So looks like a wind and hail threat mainly down there. That's for tonight. For tomorrow, a couple areas across Texas and the Gulf Coast. And then that's on Friday and Saturday. It looks like, northern Florida, maybe southern Georgia along that front. As that front's going to get kind of invigorated as that shortwave, that big shortwave, as it digs south, it's going to strengthen and add some energy to the system. So there could be a couple isolated severes on Saturday across that area. After that, it's a lot of uncertainty. So really, I don't foresee anything on Sunday, but Monday is possible with that next front. But we'll just kind of see if there's going to be enough moisture and enough shear and those kind of things. All the ingredients are right for severe. But so stay tuned. All right, so this one's a little bit shorter. And I think I mentioned that colder air will come down. It'll start warming up across the eastern half of the country, most of the east, as we get into the weekend. And then on Monday, that front that comes out of Canada is going to start cooling it back down across at least the northern plains, all the way through the northeast again. So that'll drop you back down into at least the 50s, maybe some 40s in the far northern areas. So, all right, so that's all I've got. I appreciate y'all. Please like and subscribe and share this with others. Let them know about us. We're trying to educate people about weather and get. What I really want to do is just teach people what I know, and I'm not an expert. There's people smarter than me. I'm sure that I know there are. But I want to share my knowledge with you, and I have a diverse background because I was not only in the National Weather Service, but I've worked for the civilian side with weather. I worked with the military, so I've seen, the aviation side of weather and just the public side of weather, and so I have a diverse background, and so I just want to share that with especially the young people. I want to get the kids and the grandkids and anyone else that's interested excited about this. Even if you're older and you've always wanted to become a meteorologist, it's never too late. I remember when I was going to Creighton University back 20 years ago when I was getting my master's degree. We had a guy in some of our classes. He was in his 70s, so um, good for him. I love to see that. I mean, you're never too old to learn. Hey, if you've always wanted to be a meteorologist and have the means or a way to do it, go do it, man. Even if you never work for the Weather Service or if you just do whatever you do and learn about weather, hey, it's better for you. So, yeah, anyways, I just want to share this knowledge and hopefully get kids that are interested, excited about science and meteorology. So, hey, I appreciate y'all. This is Wixman Ray out.